Your sister can help us. Although just a handmaiden, she has Marjorie Tyrell's favor. And Lady Marjorie's betrothal to the king may be enough to keep the Boltons at bay, if it's presented to her as it should be.
Up, chest.
It was very kind of Lady Marjorie to give this to me. It once belonged to Lady Olenna.
She gave you a pin.
Back then they didn't have much shit.
She could have gave her money.
Asher sent me this coin to remember him. What a strange place, Essos.
It's like, you're worth
It's
this much.
You didn't even read the letter or none of that other shit.
It's probably some sappy stuff like, oh, poetry
it's important. It's important.
Poetry that, I want to bend you over this table, and, you know, probably some movie dummy stuff.
No, it's actually important. You're supposed to read it.
I hope to see them all someday.
Alright, I'll go back and read it.
Because if you don't, like the story isn't going to progress.
Pick up the letter. Who looks at a piece of paper and just looks at it?
Father, much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Marjorie has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible.
Alright, did I write this?
I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
Yeah.
Who reads their own letter? Why is it not sent?
It was a letter to her dad, and she found out that her dad died, so she didn't finish the letter.
Oh.
Nobody to send it to.
Can't eat none of these beautiful looking grapes right here.
Beautiful. Them things look ugly as fuck. Like, out of all the games in the Telltale series, this game looks the worst.
It looks like old gen, yeah. I will say that, yeah. Like
this motherfucker looks like Windows Vista.
It looks like they wanted to give the graphics like a pastel paint kind of look. Like the edges on stuff is kind of blurry, and you know, it don't look good. I will say that. Yeah, like look at the edges around her body and her skin and whatnot right now. It just looks fucked up.
Well, see, yeah, that is fucked up. I can see what they're trying to go for the background.
Yeah.
You must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now that our family so desperately needs her help.
Be right back.
Alright.
One moment.
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
No, it's fine. Come in.
Begging your pardon, milady, but you all right? If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
I'm fine, thank you.
Of course, milady.
Please hurry if you can. Lady Marjorie will be here any minute.
Of course, milady. You work for Lady Marjorie? I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
Perhaps you should come back later.
Of course, milady.
Right.
Lady Marjorie, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come, there's something we must discuss.
She cute as fuck in real life.
What, Marjorie? Lady Marjorie?
Yeah.
From the day you arrived in Highgarden,
I do her. Like her brother was.
Thank you, my lady.
and you know how I feel about what's happened in your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining.
I need your help, my lady.
Of course, and I will help you in any way I can. But there's another matter we must attend to first. You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing. These are questions of the type I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning inside the royal sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she pointed you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself. Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
What does she intend to do?
She intends to make you miserable, knowing that will make me miserable as well. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort, for what I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
I'll do as you ask, my lady.
I knew I could trust you. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Alright, the choices move kind of quick on this one.
I feel like I'm gonna be set up.
Well, yeah, you are, because she's a bitch. But not this one, but the one you're gonna talk to.
Oh, is she the
Yeah,
person on the
fucking
title
ninja.
screen?
Yeah.
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Seriously, man. Oh, in your downtime, don't watch Flash and that other shit. Watch season 1 of Game of Thrones, please. You have to, though. You have to. If there was nothing else I would recommend doing that. What is up with these ninjas and their hoodies? Why do they have hoodies?
Where'd that guard go? The one that was in front of him just now.
You can do this.
Because he opened the door and didn't step to the right-hand side, so he should be like directly in front of me, but he's not there.
Oh, he stepped to the side on my screen.
So I gotta kiss this bitch's ass for no reason.
Ah,
Hey, Peter Dinklage!
aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Dink, not dick.
What I said, Dink.
Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage.
Allow me to introduce Lady Nina of House Forrester.
Really? Okay. They prostrate myself.
Your Grace.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
And it's all the same voice actors, too.
House
Awesome.
Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
House Forrester's loyalty to the crown never wavers, Your Grace.
I see. And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
Yes, Your Grace. They are traitors.
The Starks were your liege lord, yet you name them traitors so easily.
Clearly her loyalty wavers quite a lot.
If she has any loyalty at all. Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Yes, Your Grace. Absolutely.
I see. Despite the fact Roose Bolton allied with Walder Frey. If it was me, I'd find it difficult to so quickly forgive the men who killed my father. Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save 𝐃𝐨𝐲. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to our tombs.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
I see.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
I'm sure she regrets it.
I'm sure she regrets it.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would...
girl answer the question.
I would be true to the king, Your Grace.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
This game really needs a renegade option.
To the crown, isn't she? The most
Renegade option?
Yeah.
King's Landing.
They had it in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
It was like during cutscenes where you can hit the right trigger and like kill somebody.
To get what she wants, which is not very encouraging.
Like, I want to punch this chick in the mouth right now.
Of course, Your Grace.
Don't be eyeing me, chick. You the one that told me to tell her anything she wants.
Pretty much.
I'll walk you out. This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Forgive me for saying it, but the Boltons have no honor.
Roose Bolton has many unique qualities. Honor is not one of them. That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I was trying to appease her.
I think that was clear to everyone. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
You can help my family.
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you? I'll consider it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
Thank you for the advice, Lord Tyrion.
Just be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
That motherfucker's well spoken and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing him talk is like I don't know, it's like a con artist or some shit.
Yeah, from what I've heard about the TV show, everybody loved his character.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome as fuck.
How was it?
Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating. It went well.
Really? That's relief.
Cersei is known for being rather difficult.
Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on the seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Sir Jaime, I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour, which I doubt is Dornish for wife. We're just having some fun. Perhaps Lady Marjorie can make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands.
Hush!
Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen?
Are you just like staying quiet?
He does
Well, I did it once.
look about him.
Oh.
And he's always treated Lady Marjorie well.
I'd be willing to marry, but not Joffrey.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the 7 Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match! Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing? Well? Sarah?
It wasn't me, my lady.
Dang.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan.
Throw that bitch under the bus.
Hey, I didn't do nothing. When did you see me touch a puzzle piece?
The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira. I'm just glad it's over. King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
People are not always so easy to please. If you showed Cersei your true heart, she would stab it with a fork.
You learn very quickly. You were brave agreeing to obey the Boltons. That cannot have been easy. I know you must fear what Lord Bolton might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important. My mother wanted me to ask a favor of you. For my family. But as you said, you're in a delicate position now with the wedding so near. And I would never want to jeopardize that.
Soon I will be queen. And maybe then I'll be in a better position to help you. But for now we must both be cautious.
My family is strong, my lady. Don't let it trouble you. I know they will find a way to prevail.
Okay. You didn't even ask her for help.
Well, I went over her head and asked, Peter Dinklage. He was like, "Cool, I got you. I'll consider it." So it's like that's like set in stone right there.
I guess it's true.
Oh, horse, you four-legged bitch.
Hey, what? No! Yo, ass should have hung on to them rails harder, shit. Go loose-ass grip.
I know, right?
Better get a hand crank or some shit.
Alright, so who's getting their balls juggled?
Let's play a little game, shall we? Did you know my ancestors wore the skins of their enemies as a coat? Not my best work, unfortunately.
That motherfucker's a slow turn.
What has he got, like a sixth sense or some shit? Who just turns that slow?
I thought he'd never stop.
As my father likes to say, a naked man holds few secrets, but the flayed man holds none.
Pity he didn't know your father is the Warden of the North.
He does now. How much further?
There we go.
To these foresters.
That shit was funny.
A day, my lord. Two at most.
What was that?
My lord?
Listen. There. Hear that?
A fucking horse,
I
man.
know I heard something.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay still. He's probably hearing like a rabbit or something. If I run, they'll see me.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. If you run away, they don't see you anyway.
Never mind. We've wasted enough time already.
In all honesty, you can't really make a game where your choices actually affect the game unless you make that game extremely large.
Yeah. Because you would have to give consequences and to like every decision and have that carry over and make decisions of themselves.
Yeah. And it's not that many games out there that are actually made that way.
No.
Like, I can understand what they're trying to do. They try to do it where like they take all your actions into account for their next story. And that way, whatever the majority decided, that's what they will go with from there.
Mm.
But still, though, it's like, come on now.
Bloody hell.
And they could have made that look a lot better.
Yeah, I have no idea who that guy is.
No, nobody. That's straight up body paint. That motherfucker had body paint on. That's exactly what it looked like.